Hello, everybody. This is Tom. Say, for instance, you wanted to find someone, and say you were a boyfriend or girlfriend. Who's kind of the best places to do that? And thinking about it, where do you go if you were to look to find someone? And it's kind of really hard to find someone to date and find someone. So I'm gonna give everybody probably 15 ideas. Some of them you may already know, some you may not. One of the first places you could do is maybe fitness classes, some type of fitness class, gym. Um, get there early in the morning, stay a few minutes late, and that way where people interact a little bit more, and you might find someone there. If, and you're working out in a gym, don't wear out the headphones where people can't really talk to you. Be open-minded and talk, and don't try to just talk to girls that you're interested in. Talk to everybody, because if you talk to just them, they know they kind of get an idea you're there looking for someone. But if you talk to the staff and the other guys, you pretty well, they probably can say and help you all the way along. Another thing to do is, another place you can go is if you're in school or college or in some type of school that the college itself, and you're looking to find someone. That's kind of an easier place, but because they're all there, and you get in a certain age bracket, and they're all there at a certain age bracket, it can kind of help you along. But some of the best places, believe it or not, I found in my past was study groups. If you're in a study group with guys and gals, you really get to know them. And worst case scenario, you get to see if they get good grades or bad grades, and you get a good idea on what kind of person they are. Because you really not really quite sure what kind of person they are all the way around. But if you're in a study group, you're going to find out if they're really serious about things, if they're joking all the time, and what kind of person that person is. Another great place to look at for someone is work. If you're if you're looking for someone who has a job, maybe someone that works together with you, but you got to be careful there, because if you're at work and things like that, we all know that story. You can head into company policies, and you can get you fired. Hanging out with friends is another place you can go when it comes to try to find someone. Hanging out with someone, you're maybe a friend's night out. We often think about that, and I know that for me, you can go out, you can date, you can try to find somebody online, you do whatever, but really getting out is the best thing. Fitness, walking, uh, another place that you can actually find someone is mall walking, walking around the malls. All ages walk. There's not one certain group of people that walk. So if you're looking to find someone that you might be like to date or get to know someone, remember, somebody's mother always has a son or daughter or niece and nephew that can really help you along in things. And what I mean by that is, even if you mall walk, get to know the people around there. You'd be surprised the people that they know, or their niece is looking for someone, or things like that. You'd be surprised. It's like it's kind of like an open door situation, You can now the dating apps. You can talk about eHarmony and Christian, Christian Filipina, Zeus, all these ones like that. There's Christian Mingle. There's so many. iDate, uh, Elite Singles. There's so many of those. Catholic Match. Um, it's kind of really you can find somebody through there, but really I'm a firm believer. You can sometimes you might miss someone that's good there because either the bad day, bad mood, don't answer back, this, that, and other. Dating apps is kind of really hard, honestly. I'm more of a hands-on, uh, go somewhere and find, but you can do that. Another great place to find someone is volunteering. Finding something that makes you happy, volunteering. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're working so much. Maybe you just can't get out and find something because your work, your job takes you away. But think about it this way. A lot of people volunteer, male and female. If you're wondering how to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, volunteer for something you enjoy. Maybe it could be at a food kitchen, or maybe delivering something, or Wheels on Meals. Meals on Wheels, Meals on Wheels. I'm sorry, I had it backwards. But you could connect really easily that way. Another great place to find somebody and mate is sport leagues. Any kind of sports, volleyball, basketball, soccer, baseball, softball. Some of the great places in the city, you can find a lot of girls. And you're not that good at sports, it's okay. Many guys play and ladies play. They have a ton of sports like kickball, soccer, softball, flag football, and many more things you can play. There's co-ed where you can play flag football. There's nothing better than chasing after a girl that has a football in her hands, I can tell you, and getting that flag. Church is another great place. You know, I often say this to people that are interested in finding a girlfriend. I'm a Christian man, and as everybody knows me, knows the best place in the world is finding an important girlfriend, is meeting someone, is finding them at church. Put together, they're dedicated to go to church, and that you can actually find someone that maybe might go in depth with you and your religion and things like that. And that's really a good starting point. I should have started with that one first, but I think overall, if you think about it, that's really a good starting point is church. Another great place that you can find someone is coffee shops. Coffee shops are a lot easier than you think. Everybody goes to get coffee. Thousands of men, thousands of women every day. You got a lot of options. All you got to do is strike up a little conversation with someone. Hey, I saw you here yesterday, or I saw you here last week. You come here all the time. I come here all the time. Yeah, how you like your coffee? I like my coffee. So strike up a conversation and try to be there at the same time next time. You might catch that boy or girl or that person, and you can create more opportunities with them, and they'll start saying hi to you. All of a sudden, you'll get to the situation. Hey, it's nice to see you again. You know, how was your day yesterday? You can get to talk conversations, and you can open up a lot of things. A lot of them go to the coffee shops, read a book, and so you can actually say, hey, is that book any good? What do you like to read? You know, and even if you don't like to read, get that person talking in that book that they're reading. Well, tell me a little bit about it. Maybe something I might like to read. Because whether suspense or thriller, it may be something you might look into, get into. So a lot of times be aware that most people are going to get coffee at a coffee shop. And they don't want to be bugged by people. They just want to go in and get their coffee and out the door. So you actually see someone and they're in there. Just go in and say hi, and how you doing? Nice to see you today. I know you're busy, but I'm busy too. I just thought I'd say hi. And if you have a few minutes, sit down, sit down. Maybe get there literally sit down. Maybe that person will come over and sit down with you for 5 minutes. You never know. It happens all the time. A great place is women and men both like to find something interesting for themselves to do all the time. So you share things that you like to do with them. Now, another great place, people used to laugh at this, and I used to tell the guys, I said, hey, you want to find a lady and a guy, and where do you want to go? Grocery store. Grocery store is many opportunities. Many women work at the grocery store. Many women go grocery shopping, so do men, and they could actually become a great opportunity for someone that's looking at dating. That's better than online dating, I can tell you that. Some women aren't really open to meeting people at the grocery store because it's a grocery store. They're there to do the thing. They're doing their recipes. They're doing their shopping and things like that. They don't want to be bothered. But if you can talk to someone, strike up a conversation, the best way to do it is at a snack table. If you're at a snack table, they're talking, they're chatting, and things like that. We know the snack table has the snacks on it. You take snack, talk to the ladies, giving out snacks. Before you know it, 3 or 4 or 5 women will be there getting snacks and tell, hey, how you like this? And before you know it, you strike up conversations. Now, there may not be someone you like or someone you want to be with, but it opens the door. And in order to find someone, you cannot be closed-minded. You got to be open-minded and open up yourself. Another great place to look for someone if you're interested in dating or trying to find a relationship or just finding a good friend is arcades. If you ever thought about going to arcades, gamer places that have games where You see the kids and adults. You'll see many adults playing the basketball, shooting the basketball, and many girls there, many guys there. So, and a lot of times it's the sister taking the nieces and nephews out. The same thing goes with the guys, or he's babysitting for a day for his brother's kids. Getting out, getting a lot easier when you start visiting arcade. It opens up the door for many women and men watching and going to those places all the time. Another great place to go if you're looking to find someone is concerts. Have you guys ever been to a concert and think, oh, okay, I'll go to this concert? It's kind of more ideal because people are more open, they're more relaxed. You can talk to anybody. It's not really a great place, but it's a good place because people are chilling, they're really having a good time, and they want to have a good conversation. It makes it easier to walk up to somebody and say, hi, how you doing? And that way, you want to have a good time. But then again, too, if it's a loud band, you end up yelling, and so the conversation is going to kind of stop there. But you can have an opportunity to say, hey, you want to go outside and get a cup of coffee or something? And then most of the time you can start the conversation there. Most of the time, women do feel more safer getting approached somewhere like that, and places like that. Going coincide with the concerts is football games, basketball games, places like that. You can meet a lot of great people. You don't have to sit by them, but you can meet them and say hi to them and things like that. But you'd be surprised if it's a local person that watching, going to the game all the time. They go there frequently all the time, and you can find someone there very easily. It's not something that they're going to say, "Oh, I'm only here today, this, that, and other." But you may find that if you're there next time, they may show up. So don't give out sports or any kind of games or basketball, baseball, outdoor sports, any kind of games. Just go and just have a good time if you have the time to do that. Another great place to go is the parks, parks themselves. Women feel safer getting approached by someone in the park because there's many people there. It's wide open and lots of other people, so you can actually meet a lot of guys and girls. A lot of times they're playing basketball, football, baseball at a park. You can never be afraid, and um, never go to the park at night, and you don't want to approach anybody at night anyway at the park. You don't. There's always, and you always want to approach someone, a lot of people around, so they feel comfortable. Don't just go to someone and sitting alone and there's no one else around. Don't do that. I think you'll find that you're better off with the more people around. It just feels more comfortable with that person. They don't want to feel put out initially because they're going to feel put out if they're underneath a tree and they're sitting with maybe another friend or no one else around and you go approach. They may not like that very much. So if you you don't want to become a little creepy. You want to be kind of cool. Open mic nights. If you guys ever notice, open mic nights, karaoke, fun places are great places to do. Going like karaoke, they have them all over. Some have it at a restaurant, some have it at a bar. Even you can still go to a bar. You don't have to drink. You can have Coca-Cola and tea and still sing karaoke. A lot of people go to karaoke and just have a good time and order a lunch and dinner, whatever, and they have a good time there. So our coffee shops are starting to do karaoke now. They're really hosting more karaoke than they ever did. So keep an eye out for that. Another great place, and nobody ever thought about this, I guarantee it, is favorite ant is a game night. Games. Games in bars, coffee shops, hosting board games, things like that. Like there's many kind of games. A lot of guys play Monopoly. A lot of guys, they play all kinds of games. Some play, you can't really play cards or gambling, but they play games themselves. Some just are gamers in the game. But a lot of times, too, you got to be careful because they're so interested in their game and gamers and doing the games at the coffee shops and or restaurants. But there are game nights, chessboard games, chess, checkers, just all kinds of games, and might find someone there. I think, if anything, it's all about keeping an open mind. It's like some people find someone at a museum. If you like museums, that's where you would go. Go find a museum and check out the museum and kind of see who's there and see who's in there. You don't have to just be like search all the time. Best thing to do is enjoy your life. You'll find someone. They'll come to you. You'll come to them. It's really easy to do that. Another great place to do, if you really want to try to find someone, is, and people don't think about it, is festivals and special events. So like there's a new festival coming up, or a carnival, or something coming up. A lot of guys volunteer for those, but if you don't and you want to just go to the festival, you can find someone there. Maybe cultural events. You don't. Maybe they have events such as flying kites. They have events such as balloons or airplanes, events like that, air shows, where they have ultralights and things like that. There's many events that's scattered all throughout the world, especially there in the States. You can easily go to those events. It don't cost you anything to go. So if you're on a limited budget, you can easily go to those events and not really hurt you financially. You can find many things to do. There's always many things to do if you go to events, because there's always something to go around to. A festival, there's usually food and things like that. So it kind of gives you a great thing. Another great place to meet somebody is flea markets. If you ever thought about trying to find someone, you said, well, I really can't find anybody and I really don't know how to do. Go to flea markets. Most ladies like going to flea markets. They love shopping. They love going and buying the produce and things like that. You don't have to just walk up and say hello, hello, but it's more like going, walking up and saying hi, how you doing? And then next time, if you happen to be there, go and see if the ladies are there. You know, the easiest thing to do sometimes is, if it's something that you like to do, whatever it is, if you like shopping on Saturday morning yourself and going to the flea markets, that's where you're going to find your ladies. Just be open-minded and talk to them, and you'll find someone. Because remember, online dating is online. But when you meet them in person, you get to see the real person, who that person is. Whether they have makeup on or not, more likely if it's on a Saturday morning, they're not going to have any makeup, or Sunday morning. Uh, they're not going to have any makeup on, and they could be a doctor. You don't know who they are, and it doesn't matter who they are, but you can easily might find someone at the flea markets and things like that, and kind of really enjoy yourself. Another great place is just anywhere in public, anywhere you can strike up a conversation. Remember, online dating, like I said, is somewhere that you're there online. It's easy to sit at home and pick the pictures out. But finding somebody in person is really the easiest thing. Get yourself squared away. Find out what kind of person you want, and a girlfriend or boyfriend. Make an approach to them. Just make it simple. Hi, how you doing? How you doing today? Oh, I see you have a book. I see you like to mail. It's about, watch what they're doing, but don't stalk them. Don't be creepy about it. It's about being aware what they like to do and what that person likes to do. You don't have to be perfect anytime you want to approach someone. Remember, it's probably just taking the time to work out yourself and dig yourself out a hole in what to say to someone. A great a great girlfriend or a boyfriend can make you a better person. If they're complimenting you all the time, if they if you're finding someone that you need to have be fixed all the time, you don't need to have that. If you're someone that you can compliment and you can tell them, like, what you like to do. Maybe you like eating a certain way. Maybe you like your health to be a certain way. Um, you need to always think about your health and things you like to do, and maybe they like to do the same thing. That's the reason I said mall walking, walking around. Um, Keep in your mind that God does not want us to be alone. He wants us to always maintain our lifestyle with someone in our life. He wants us to have someone that is with us, and though we don't, He didn't mean for us to be lonely. Maybe you're worried about your financial situation. You can't afford any money to take people out, but there's many things that you can do. And believe me, there are ladies out there that get in the same situation. It's not about being rich. It's about finding someone that's like you and in the same situation that you're in. And find someone that actually goes with you and compliments you on what you are as a person. You can ask yourself many things a lot of time. Is don't overlook anybody as your girlfriend or boyfriend. Make sure you find out, what is your relationship going to be about. What kind of age bracket are you looking for? What kind of girlfriend do you want? If she has kids, be aware. Or if she doesn't have kids, but if she has kids, are you going to be interested in her? Do you have any deal breakers? What kind of deal breakers do you have? in a relationship, sometimes people have deal breakers. Deal breakers when it comes to things like drinking and smoking and things like that. What kind of deal breakers do you have? Do you think that your girl or your boyfriend's going to have faith in you and that you're going to do the very best? Do you want to have a relationship that's close or long distance? What kind of relationship are you looking for? Are you looking for someone that is that you can have close to you and a daily, that you can see all the time, or do you want to have a long distance relationship? Do you mind? So you have to think those things out. Uh, you can always find someone. If not, you're going to have a lot of great friends, and then eventually you'll find someone. Listen, a lot of times too, people don't realize that all it takes is a short period of time to find someone. Girls and men that are single aren't necessarily always looking for someone, but sometimes there's someone right there in front of you and you've not noticed it. Take your time. I would say not necessarily find it online, although you can. I found my wife that way, but it was hard for us. There are merely apps that are girlfriend friendly that can help you find a man, and the same thing goes. But then you really don't know who they are, and you have to kind of figure that out, what kind of person they are, and if it's somebody that you want to be with. We often sometimes have a list of things that we have in our mind, and it has to be that way. But sometimes you need to look at being flexible on that list, because if you're so strong on that list on what is right and wrong, you may lose the one that's right for you. Don't be so stuck on what is right and wrong on your relationship. Be open-minded, because if that person is smoking all the time, maybe that person wants to quit and just needs somebody in their life to help quit the smoking. Maybe it's drinking. Maybe somebody's drinking and they want to stop drinking. Maybe they don't. But you can ask them in a nice way. Have you ever thought about stop smoking? Or what's your thoughts about smoking? And then to get their opinion about it. Then you can make an informed decision on what you think is best for you. And then you can make a decision on what is right. Now, sometimes maybe that person just needs to be talked to and said, yeah, I really want to quit, but I can't. I need somebody to help me quit. Or I need somebody to be there to tell me to put the cigarettes down. Maybe it's the same thing with alcohol, things like that. We all need someone to help us through life because none of us are perfect. We often sometimes think that we are perfect in our ways, and then we're looking for someone that's perfect with a perfect body and a perfect physique and a perfect attitude all in one. Well, you may find one of the two or one of the three or all the three, but it's going to be really hard for you, because remember that if you're finding somebody you want in looks, or you want them because of their money, or you want them because of these things, you're going to earn those things every day. What I mean is if you want something for money and you marry someone for money, that person's going to make you earn that money every day of their life. They're not necessarily going to give you their money. They're going to help you earn that money. And a lot of people think, okay, well, I'll just marry this person because they have money. Well, you know what? You may not get the money at the end of the time, and you be with that person 20 years, and you're 20 years older and can't get anybody in your mind or whatever, and you ended up with no money anyway. So remember, think about before you do anything. Don't put so hard shell things in your mind as I need A, B, C, D. Put in your mind that, okay, this is a deal breaker number one, this is a deal breaker number two, and this is deal breaker number three, whatever it is. For sure, that's it. All the others can go bye-bye. Now, if they're talking to someone all the time and they have them on their phone all the time and they're talking on the phone all the time, well, that would be a deal breaker, right? And you're with them. If it's a man or another woman, it's the same thing goes for the female and the male. If the male is on the phone all the time, sitting in the corner on the phone, texting and whatever, talking to somewhere, you have no idea who it is, that's a deal breaker. So find out what that is and find out what that's going about. There's nothing wrong in asking who you talking to. There's nothing wrong because you were married to that person or it's your girlfriend. If you don't mind me asking, who are you talking to? If the person has a problem with it, maybe they're talking to someone that they did not want you to know. You need to find that out too. But that's the thing. You have to work together. You can't be yelling and screaming at each other. You have to talk sensibly to each other. And I want to do this video for a long time. How do you find someone you want to find? And what is the easiest way to do? So remember, You can go to church, game nights, parks. You can go to grocery stores. You can go to coffee shops. You can go volunteer. You can go to sports leagues, sports games. You can go to the dating sites if you want to go to the dating sites. Maybe hanging out with friends, you'll find someone. Or maybe you just will find someone just by working. Or maybe school, or classes, or a gym, or any kind of fitness organizations. I guarantee there's someone out there for you. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.